Okay, it is week 13 recap. It's gonna be a quick one, usual. It's crunch time for college. I don't really have much time to be doing this, so I'm not gonna talk for an hour. Um, let's just be simple to the point. It was a decent week of football. Sorry about my dogs in the background. Some games were more exciting than others. Let's get the elephant in the room. The best game this week by far is the Lions getting their first win, and what a win it was. You know, Vikings had a comeback. They tied the game. Well, they tried to tie the game, but then they took the lead with like about a minute 50 left. Lions marched all the way down the field. Last play of the game, 4th and 2, and they catch it. Touchdown. Lions win 29-27, and what a good win for the city of Detroit and the state of Michigan. They also had that great win over Iowa State in the college football championship week. So congrats on that. Michigan needs it right now after the tragedy that happened. I'm happy for them. I really am. Are the Bulls winning? Let me check. I think the Bulls will come back. Um, I just I like I can't help but feel happy, even though they technically are a rival um in the division. They're still eh, I'm happy. Congrats. Seeing Dan Campbell that excited over one win. Um, Lions fans are just they're a different breed. I'm pretty sure if Patriots or any of these other some spoiled franchises, they would not appreciate this one. But Lions fans, they appreciate every little win they got because they know what it's like to suck. They are the kings. They're the lovable losers of the NFL. They're not like really bad like the Jags or the Texans. People care about the Lions. Everyone knows they're bad, but you can't help but feel happy for them. So really well deserved win, and dedicated the game ball to Oxford. Best game this season, not this season, hell no, not this season, but best Lions win in a very long time. It wasn't just a football win. Meant a lot more for the city of Detroit and the state of Michigan. So congrats, great win. You played hard. Those players earned it, and you're not. I don't. They're not gonna like win out or anything or make the playoffs, but you got what you wanted. No team deserves to go winless twice in the span of barely over a decade. They went 0-16 and 08. No team deserves to go winless once. For a team to do it twice and and in the span of 12, 13 years, that's rough. So congrats. Next up, let's talk about what was one of the games I didn't really enjoy. This game right here. Colts just absolutely eviscerated the Texans in every way imaginable. And it's just it was it was sloppy. The Texans played awful. I feel sorry and it was at home too. The least you could do is score a garbage time touchdown. They managed to put up 22 garbage time points versus the Rams, but you couldn't put up like at least a pity field goal. Get your kicker to the 35-yard line in the offense and just end the game by getting a kick, 31-3. That's what I would do if I'm a coach. You don't want to get shut out. That's embarrassing, and they're not common. But I've seen a lot of them this season. This season's very the offenses are exploding, and I like that. I'm not a big defensive fan unless it's safeties and sacks, and I like those kind of games. But I love offensive shootouts and blowouts. As long as I'm on the giving end of it, being on the receiving end of a blowout, it's not the worst way to lose. Worst way to lose is always get close and never win it, or miss field goal, chip shot, block chip shot, pick six, walk off. Those are the worst ways to lose. A blowout, at least you know you're gonna lose. You're down 35-10 with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. At best, you might get a garbage time touchdown or two. Um, it's like the pain. It's still there, but it's not all at once. It's spread out. So another blowout is the Chargers scoring 40 points for like the 15th time this season. Beat the Chargers, not the Chargers, the Bengals. Great win for these dogs, I swear. But great win by the Chargers. This is a win they desperately needed. Without this win, they're hanging on because this AFC playoff race is very competitive right now. There's one. This this is one of the most competitive playoff races I've seen in a very long time. But it was a great win. Bengals tried to make a comeback effort. It was 24 to nothing at one point. So there's that. But it's just like it's it's kind of sad. I kind of like the Bengals, but I think they're gonna bounce back. They are playing. Who are they playing next? I think they're yeah. I already predicted them to win next week. So you got this, Bengals. Don't worry. Um, but this Chargers offense is dangerous. They are putting up 40 bombs, like pretty common. 40 points isn't a really common score in the NFL. It's a high scoring game. Um, but yeah. Next up, the Steelers at the Ravens. Now this game was I liked this game. But I saw a pretty bold decision. Decision that I didn't really like. That I thought was a bit stupid. The Ravens probably would have tied it up and won it in overtime if it weren't for their decision to go for two. A very gutsy decision, but at the end it didn't pay out, and you're left with what ifs. Luckily, the Ravens shouldn't be impacted. Steelers, that tie with the Lions might come back to bite them, but a tie also counts as half a win, so it might help them a bit. But it's just, hmm. The Ravens should have won that game. But the Steelers barely squeezed out with an upset win over their biggest rival. Uh, Congrats. That was a nice game. Next up, we got the Broncos at the Chiefs. I think this was Sunday night. I don't know why the Chiefs get so many primetime games. They've gotten like 5 or whatever this year, it seems like. But it's like, oh damn, Bulls are down. Bulls are down 18 points. Holy shit. Oh, you win some, you lose some. We're still in first place, I think. Broncos, Chiefs. Um, Chiefs just were the better team. They played good. They're on their streak again, and the Chiefs that we knew last season, that they are back. Now they're 8-4, one more win, and they clinch a winning season for the I don't know how many straight years. But it's good. It was a good win against the Broncos. Now they're sitting in the cellar of the AFC West. That's what, yeah, AFC West. So that sucks to be them. Next up, what do we got? Monday Night Football. This one, I don't like the Patriots. I respect them, but the more I think about it, I just really don't want to see them win another Super Bowl. The most boring matchup I can possibly think of that I think is probably going to happen because the football gods and because maybe the NFL, it's not rigged, but I do think they want it to go a certain way. I'm 100% convinced they already have graphics pre-designed. Bucks, Patriots, the Belichick-Brady showdown in LA. I just have a feeling it's going to be that way because the ratings would be I wouldn't like that matchup, and I would have to root for the Bucks because I don't like the Patriots winning a gazillion times. They've got it way too good. But that would be, I would just not really have an interest in that Super Bowl. I would still watch it. I'd never miss a Super Bowl. Never, ever since the Bears won in 2007. Never missed one. Um, but I think there'll be much better matchups. Cardinals, Bills would be a great matchup. Cardinals, Ravens, Chiefs. What else? Cowboys, Bills. That would be a good matchup. Bills can get revenge over the Cowboys for the '90s Super. Tons of matchups. Plus, there are teams right now that are not in the playoff picture that might squeeze in and make a Super Bowl run. Who knows? Only teams that are eliminated as of now are the Texans. That's it. And of course, there's teams like the Jags and the Lions that are gonna be eliminated, barring a miracle next week. Um, but the only team out that will not is guaranteed to not win the Super Bowl right now is the Texans. Everyone else, there is still a chance, even if it's like 0.000001. So who knows? But overall, but yeah, okay, sorry about that. I had to fix something. So, Dolphins at got the Giants at the Dolphins. Good matchup. Dolphins are they are resurging real hard. They have won one, two, three, four, five straight games since dropping seven straight. But it's just like this Dolphins team is impressive. I do think they might make a playoff run. Only problem is they need to be flawless. They can only afford at most one more loss before they're completely out of the playoff picture. One more loss. Um, if they do make the playoffs, I think they'll be the first team to ever make the playoffs, starting 1-7, which would be very impressive. Next up, the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Jets, a matchup that the Jets have never won, dating back all the way to the early 70s. I just find it impressive that they have lost that many games versus the same opponent. They have never beaten this opponent for 50 years. That is, I do think one day it's gonna break. I do think the next time they meet, they will break it, but I don't know when that is. That might be a while, a couple of years, because they cycle through the schedules. But it's just, but it's just this Eagles team is, this Eagles team's nice. They're 6-7. The Jets are 3-9. Their season's pretty much over. Jets are all but over. Eagles, however, They might make a 7 seed push. This 7 seed is not going to be decided until week 18. That's my prediction. No one's going to clinch the 6 or 7 seeds until the games end on week 18 because it's going to come down to probably who. These games are also important because I think there's going to be tiebreakers. Who gets in? Kind of like how um, last year, how the Bears got in the playoffs via tiebreaker, and because the Rams were able to upset the Cardinals. Um, yeah. I mean, I was happy to make the playoffs then because even if we lost, we still would have been the 20th draft pick. So might as well make the playoffs. But great win for the Eagles. And now, this one's kind of sad. Raiders. That whole coin flip thing on Reddit where they predicted every win is now inaccurate. But the chances of it even being accurate this far it was an amazing run. So congrats to the coin guy. Washington is now in a playoff spot. They are the 6th seed. Do I think they're gonna have control over it and make it? That's to be decided. But right now they're trending in the right direction. They have won a couple games straight. They are on the up and up. They are rising in the power rankings, and I just got to win over a good opponent. So, congrats. Good job, Washington. This NFC East is getting a little bit more competitive. Um, so, Dallas is the most likely winner, and I still think they are going to win it. But I would not be entirely shocked if Washington or Eagles dethrone them and Cowboys had to settle for the 6 or 7 seed. Okay, next up, a blowout loss by the Rams. Nothing special. It's to be expected. Um, Rams blew them out by 30 points. It is what it is. And, I'm pretty sure everyone expected this blowout to happen. I didn't. I would have thought the Jags at least put up 10 points. But, damn, that was a blowout. Only highlight was Odell Beckham did that cool touchdown celebration with the Warzone uh, self revive and plating up. So that was nice. I like that. Other than that, blowout game, boring. Cowboys Thursday Night Football with the Aints. Saints have dropped tons of games. I do think they're gonna pick up their next win next week, but they're not in a good place right now. Oh, Nets are losing to the Oh, okay, that's not good. We're getting blown out by the Cavs. That's sad. Sad. I'm really sad. But it was an okay game. Cowboys desperately needed this win because they lost that. It's only one game behind. Um, NFC East is wide open right now if they lose that game. I already talked about that game. Bucks, Falcons. It was a blowout in my book. That 7 points was because of a. It was like 20 seconds left in the second. You could have just kneeled it out, but Brady took a dumb throw and a pick six with like the 5 yard line, and it was just touchdown. But the grand scheme of things, it didn't matter. They still won. They're 9-3 right now, possibly competing for the second or first seed, which I hope they do. I hope they dethrone the Pack because the third seed is cursed. But yeah. Anyway, what else I got? What else? Next game, Sunday football. Well, no, that was Sunday night. This is I saw the ending of this game. It was pretty good. It was a nice goal line stand. Seattle finally gets a win after how many losses? Let me check. 1, 2, 3. Oh, only a 3-game losing streak, but before then, so since winning in week 4 versus the 49ers, they went 0-1, 0-2, 0-3, 1-3, 1-4, 1-5, 1-6, 2-6. They went 2-6. And and with these other games, it's 6-11. But yeah, and finally the last game, Cardinals at Bears. I expected them to lose this game, and I was actually pretty accurate with my score. I predicted 36-23 because scoregami. I wasn't off. Um, if Bears got a 2-point conversion on one of the earlier touchdowns, and the Cardinals kicked a field goal, it would have been 36-23, scoregami. Um, Dalton played terrible, but I mean, two of those picks, in my thought, weren't his fault. One of them was bobbled by the receiver, and another one was just awful coverage, play calling. If Fields were in this game, I think there would have been a chance we could have upset them, but in the grand scheme of things, that would have given the Pack the first seed, and it would have been 5. We would have 5 wins. Whoop-de-doo. We're not gonna make the playoffs. I'm hoping we win. I'd rather win week 14 than week 13. Much rather win week 14. All in all, 22 points was not as bad as I expected. Deep down, I was expecting a 42 to 10, 42 to 14, 45-17 blowout. But we held them to 33 points. They were at full health. We had a backup. This team is not. If we can do this against the best team in the league, we can. I think we'll be able to beat teams like Seattle, Giants, and probably split with the Vikings. 7-10, maybe 8-9 if we get a lucky win over the Packers somehow, or we sweep the Vikings. The latter is a lot more likely. All in all, interesting week of football. We're getting into the end game. Week 15, week 16, week 17, and of course, week 18, which is a very unique week since there is no interconference matchups. It's all just inter, which is going to be an interesting. This will probably define the vast majority. I think every wild card seed is going to be decided in this week. The division winners will already be decided. But even then, who knows? Who knows? Football's crazy ever since it's very crazy. Anything can happen. So, yeah. Go Bears next week. I'm going to upload these videos. Good night.